Hey there, it's Olivia-Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I'm here to recommend you some books as secondhand clothes. I decided to choose from my secondhand clothes wardrobe because buying clothes secondhand is such a great way to save money, to also combat the fast fashion industry. I love buying secondhand. I get a lot of clothes secondhand from my older sisters. I also end up buying a lot of secondhand clothes myself as a student, and you can find some really good things there. I also find things that have tags on them as well, so they're like brand new but they're being resold because the person never wore them before. I'm not saying that I never ever buy clothes from shops anymore, so don't buy that many clothes. I end up re-wearing the same things over and over and over again, but that is perfectly okay. And yeah, just wanted to have some fun matching some clothes to books, so let's do this. The first item of clothing I have to show you is this dress that I got from this pile of huge clothes. We call it the Mountain in Spain. It's just this secondhand store which just has a huge pile of clothes in it, and there's just us attacking this pile, like grabbing with our hands, trying to get everything we want. And I found this really nice dress. I really love that it's black and white. Black and white are my favorite colors to wear. It's got this lovely flowery design on it, and it always reminds me of Japan when I see it. So I chose to pair it with Kokoro by Natsume Soseki, and this is a very well-known Japanese author, classic author. And in Kokoro, which means heart, I believe, we follow a sensei and his student, and it's just about the relationship that they have, the life lessons that he learns from this sensei, and also how he deals with his family and interacts with his family while also interacting with his sensei and seeing him as a father figure. And he learns all of these life lessons, and it's a very slow magic kind of book. It's not fast paced, it's very internal, and he's really talking about thoughts that he's thinking. But it really struck me as a powerful book and a very emotional one, and I really do recommend it if you want to try some more translated Japanese fiction. We've got this black and white stripy dress. I love dresses. Actually, a lot of these outfits are going to be either dresses or jumpsuits, and I find this one to be very cute, very simple and very straightforward. And I can imagine that Eleanor from Eleanor, Oliphant is completely fine by Gail Honeyman would wear this dress. I absolutely love this book. It is a book about Eleanor, and she is a girl who does everything, a woman I should say, who does everything the same. She repeats the motions, she has the same drink at work every day, she reads the same newspaper on her break, but she also buys the same 2 whole bottles of vodka and drinks them throughout the weekend herself. So she's an alcoholic, she's very lonely, and it's also about her kind of breaking out of these patterns of life that she has formed, and that all has to do with a certain someone she meets at work. I thought this was a great exploration of mental health. It was a great exploration of addiction, but also a really big exploration mainly of loneliness and kindness. The writing style sucked me in from the very beginning. It was beautifully written, and I just found it to be a very emotional book. The next outfit I have for you is one that I got from my older sister. It's all black, and you know we stan all black here. It's got some lace on it, it's really nice, it's got long sleeves. I also live for long sleeve dresses because then you can wear a dress with like tights or like high boots during the colder seasons. And yeah, I love that it's all black and it's all dark, and for that I'm going to be recommending The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now, this is not my favourite book of Donna Tartt's. I much prefer The Goldfinch, and The Secret History was a little bit disappointing at the end, but I'm still recommending it because it's one that a lot of other people love, and if you don't like The Goldfinch, you're gonna love this one, and you should just love a Donna Tartt book. Everybody needs one Donna Tartt book to love in their life, and The Secret History might be yours. It's a dark academia. I found the ending a bit disappointing, but the writing is just so absolutely beautiful, and it's just magical, and it's such an interesting look at these characters and what drives them, and how being seen as these high-class students really impacts their actions and decisions that they make. Next, we've got another one that was a hand-me-down from my sister, and this is this Aztec-y dress that I really like. I haven't worn it anywhere yet because she only recently gave it to me, but the bright colours in this one reminded me of the bright colours in Ecstasy by Mary Sharratt, and I think I have talked about this one before, but I'm going to talk about it again. And we follow Alma Mahler, who is the wife of Gustav Mahler, and she also composed her own music as well, but her husband urged her to give up music because he thought that a woman shouldn't have a music career. She should be staying home, looking after the children and doing those motherly things. But because she's being forced to give up her music and her one passion, it ends up really impacting Alma Mahler's mental health. So this book has been written based on her diary entries, and I think it was just a really good but also saddening and dark look into what it's like to sacrifice something you love for someone else, and how that relationship is not love if they're asking you to do that, but also motherhood, depression, and the way that the music was described in this book was so beautiful. It had me putting in my earphones and listening to some of the compositions that are mentioned in the book, as well as reading, and it was just perfect. It was a beautiful book. After that, we've got this black and grey jumpsuit. I bought this for £1 in Australia. Well, not £1, but $1 in Australia, and I love it so much during the summer. And the black and grey colours really reminded me of my best friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, which I think is still my favourite Grady Hendrix book that I've read. So in this one, we follow these two best friends, and we get to see their journey from the very beginning when they become best friends. However, one of the friends starts to believe that the other has become possessed and that she needs an exorcism, and it's all about that basically, and it was creepy. It was so disturbing because at some points it was so realistic that I thought this could actually truly happen, and I loved the look at friendship and I loved the paranormal elements as well. Such a fun but also good horror book. And last but not least, we have this blue jumpsuit. Great in summer, it keeps me cool, and it's a nice bright splash of blue. And the blue cover made me think of The Blue of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And I don't think I talk about how much I love Frankenstein, because I love it. It is a classic, and we follow Victor Frankenstein, who decides that he is going to make a monster. But in making the monster, a lot of other things need to follow. You can't just make a monster with no consequences, and it's about everything that happens afterwards. It is a slow-paced, moving classic, so do be ready for that. But I think it does such a good job of exploring the themes of beauty, of ugliness, but also of human nature, and the ugliness in humans as well. And by the end of it, you're left questioning, who is the real monster? There's so much you can think about and so much you can unpack in this novel, and I really, really love it. So much so that my current work in progress is a retelling of Frankenstein. And there you have it. Those are some outfits and some recommendations. I hope you found something great to read here, or if you have read one of these books, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior!